Digital art didn't steal his heart. It's Rhyme and Reason 825.
Here's your rhyme and reason. Oh yeah.
Hey there, Tony here, talking about digital art today and how the digitization of so many things has not been completely advantageous. You notice that? For guys like me, easy access to digital music production, let's say, that's great. But that same easy access takes away the obstacle of actually having to learn music in order to produce songs. And I'm a fan of digital art, by the way. I even started creating my own illustrations for my books for kids years ago. I did that in a digital way, and recently I upgraded to a much better application for that on a much better device. So I can't say anything against digital art, not really. Well, I guess I could, but I'm not going to do that right now. Even though the next step, artificial intelligence, aka AI, also known as AI, it's kicking in like a bad guy knocking down the door in a spy movie. Yeah, it's pretty soon humans are going to be totally unnecessary. I mean, I can hardly even say that and keep a straight face, but that's what both proponents and opponents of AI would have you believe, that humans are just going to be totally unnecessary. But again, I'm not getting into any of that right now, okay? My thoughts, even when I'm creating digital art, tend to drift out to the fields and streams and the open countryside, out where the true necessities exist. Food, you've heard of that, right? Water, fresh air, ring a bell, sunshine. If you don't have those, none with a capital N, none of the rest of this world even matters if you don't have that. And my memories include a lot of those food, water, fresh air, sunshine moments. I mean, I'm talking about hours, days, weeks, and even years in the heartland of America where people did real things and where relationships weren't just important, they were crucial for survival. And thankfully, there's still a lot of Americans who live that life, and they're the ones who do their best to make sure the rest of us who don't farm and raise livestock, they make sure we have plenty to eat. Thank God for them. And despite your government's most atrocious efforts to convince you otherwise, there is still plenty to eat. There is. Right here in America. And just because despicable people would like to keep you separated from that truth and that food, it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It does. Today, right now, right this very minute, I miss the scent of hay and horses. I do. And I miss the sounds of tackle boxes and tractors. And I miss the days of driving the back roads in the heartland with the windows down. I miss all that. I'm at an age in a broken country when I'll probably never experience all that again. But my hope is that there will be enough younger people who would cherish those days enough to turn things back around. I hope that. The future will not be a victim of preordained fate, in spite of what some ignorant people would have you believe. But the future will be a victim of your apathy, or a beneficiary of your faith over fear. Yeah. What do you say I stir up a little analog action in the middle of these digital art days and this digital art rant and rave with a song called Analog Man?
Yeah, he makes a living in that smoky old dive. He's still believing that his time will arrive. He bangs the keys out to the rhythm and horns. He says that it's exactly why he was born. Don't wanna face your facts. No, he'll just keep making tracks. Yeah, because he knows that it's what keeps him alive. Don't use no cell phone and it don't go online. soulful bliss. And that's what really makes the music divine. Yeah, he's an analog cat in a digital cage. He's an analog letter, not a digital page. Built his analog house from an analog plan. Says throw them little digits in the can. He's an analog man. Yeah, that's right. He's analog, man. Now look here. He lights his ciggy with a blue diamond match. Don't play no video, he loves to play catch. He drives a Funderburk from 56. He uses cheap gas and it's easy to fix. Might leak a little oil, just a little bit of oil, but it don't overboil. And just like him, it was the last of a batch. Yeah, he's an analog cat in a digital cage. He's an analog letter, not a digital page. Built his analog house from an analog plan. Said throw them little digits in the can. He's an analog man. Yeah, he's so analog, man. That's right. Okay, guys, play it. Yeah, he's an analog cat in a digital cage. He's an analog letter, not a digital page. Built his analog house from an analog plan. Says throw them little digits in the can. He's an analog cat in a digital cage. He's an analog letter, not a digital page. Built his analog house from an analog plan. Says throw them little digits in a can. Yeah, he's an analog cat in a digital cage. He's an analog letter, not a digital page. Built his analog house from an analog plan. Says throw them little digits in a can. He's an analog man. Whoa, that's right. I tell you what, man. He's so analog, man.
Yeah, he's an analog cat in a digital cage. He's an analog letter, not a digital page. Built his analog house from an analog plan. Says throw them little digits in the can, 'cause he's an analog man. He doesn't need all that digitization. He's the kind of guy that can light his cigarette with a match. I'm not supporting smoking, by the way, of any kind, the wacky tobacco or the regular. And but he can use a regular match. He knows how to do that. He doesn't play video. He likes to play catch. And he drives a Thunderbird that's still easy to work on, easy to fix. You know, even if it leaks a little oil, it doesn't boil over. Or as he says, it don't overboil. And anyway, the analog man knows that real things in life, the real things are the necessities. Everything else is just, it could be icing on the cake or it could be slime in the gutter, depending on what people do with it. Unfortunately, we're leaning way too heavily toward that slime. But I'll finish up with one last encouraging thing. Remember, you can be an analog man or a digital art kind of connoisseur, but the main thing is you have to appreciate, or you should appreciate, I recommend you appreciate where all of this comes from. We would have no none of either digital or analog if it wasn't for the creator of our universe and our very DNA, the one who his fingerprint is on our DNA, his information that came from his own mind is in us. And we need to remember him and not lean on our own understanding. That gets us in trouble. Me, for sure. And I'm sure you too. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Rhyme and Reason podcast, where it's always brought to you by TonyFunderburk.com. And that's where you can support me over there. If you just would, just go over there and get something. Get some music for yourself or for your kids, some books for your kids or a book for yourself, whatever. Or subscribe to this Rhyme and Reason podcast or jump on the Rhyme and Reason bandwagon. Jump on the bandwagon that would be on my email list, and then we can stay in touch. Whatever you choose to support me, I appreciate it very much. And as always, remember, life has rhyme and reason because God made you. There's a rhyme and